Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And so I just came across this that the CEO of Target is meeting with Reverend Sharpton. So what y'all think about that? Reverend Sharpton is going in to meet with the CEO of Target, and I guess he's going as representative of Black America. Now, before I share this article, I'm just going to say straight up, I have a problem with one person going into a meeting with the CEO of a company or with any kind of corporate heads talking about he's speaking for Black Americans. There are over 43 million of us because they don't ever get all of us counted. And we have not elected or selected anybody to speak for us. And Reverend Sharpton, with all due respect, is a self appointed civil rights leader. And for him to go in by himself to speak on behalf of Black Americans, especially when he's working for a corporation himself, is a problem for me. Now, I don't know what came out of this meeting because they met today, I believe. I don't know what came out of it. It might have been a perfectly good meeting, and he may have gotten something done worthwhile for Black Americans, but I still have a problem with it. But what this says, though, is that the boycott of Target is working. I like Target, but I have been supporting that boycott, and I have not been in that store since it began. And Dr. Martin Luther King gave us the blueprint way back in the 60s when he said, you don't have to be mad at anybody in this city. All you got to do is stop buying Sunbeam bread and some milk he was talking about. You just stop buying it because we are consumers. We are consumers. We are reliable, loyal customers to anything or any place that we like. So if we stop buying, and we weren't the only ones boycotting, white folk were boycotting too. Some of them were, but we were actually boycotting. So it has worked. It has worked. Anytime the CEO goes looking for a civil rights leader, you know the boycott is working. But anyway, let me go into the article. They have listed three bullets, and I guess these three bullets sum up the purpose and the substance of the meeting. Target CEO Brian Cornell met with civil rights leader, the Reverend Al Sharpton, to discuss the company's decision to roll back DEI programs. The discussion comes as the big box retailer faces calls for a boycott and a slump in foot traffic that began soon after it announced plans to walk away from some DEI initiatives. And listen to this. Sharpton has not called for a boycott of Target, but said he'll consider it if the company doesn't reaffirm its commitment to Black businesses, employees, and consumers. So he's a day late on a dollar short because the boycott is already in effect. The meeting, which Target asked for, comes after some civil rights groups urged consumers not to shop at Target in response to the retailer's decision to cut back on DEI. While Sharpton has not called for a boycott of Target, he has supported efforts from others to stop shopping at the retailer's stores. You can't have an election come and all of a sudden change your old positions, Sharpton told CNBC in a Wednesday interview ahead of the meeting. If an election determines your commitment to fairness, then fine. You have a right to withdraw from us, but then we have a right to withdraw from you. Well, that's the truth. So they met today, Thursday, April 17th, 2025. Sharpton issued a statement after the meeting calling it constructive and candid. I'm going to inform our allies, including Reverend Dr. Jamal Bryant, of our discussion, what my feelings are, and we will go from there, said Sharpton. No, Reverend Jamal Bryant should have been in the meeting because he has really been talking about that in his services and in interviews. So he should have been in the meeting. And the reason I say that Jamal Bryant should have been in the meeting is because Jamal Bryant is hired. by New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Lithonia, Georgia. He is hired by black people to advocate for black people. Reverend Sharpton works for MSNBC, and that national network, whatever he calls it, I don't know what that is. And I don't know if that's an actual church. But Jamal Bryant is accountable to the people at New Birth. And so he needs to be there as well as other leaders of the black community. And please don't say we don't have any leaders. These people with these mega churches have influence. And that would be a good start. At least those people in that church hired him, not something he made up on his own. But the leaders for black Americans should be people that are accountable to us, people that we pay. Your money is coming from us, and you're advocating for us. And we can hire you and we can fire you. So that's how I feel. And it doesn't just have to be Jamal Bryant, it should be somebody we pick. At Reverend Sharpton's National Action Network's convention earlier this month, Sharpton said the group would call for a boycott of PepsiCo if the company didn't agree to meet with the organization within 21 days. In February, the food and beverage company behind brands like Doritos and Mountain Dew announced it would end its DEI workforce representation goals and transition its chief DEI officer role into another position, among other changes. So now he's threatening Pepsi Cola. This week, leaders from Pepsi met with Sharpton and his team. He did not confirm whether Pepsi made any commitments, but did say it was encouraging that Pepsi's CEO Raymond LaGuardia attended. He added that the two will continue their discussions. Sharpton's meetings with companies including PepsiCo and Target and his openness to boycotts mark one of the first meaningful efforts to push back against the war conservative activists like Robbie Starbuck have waged on DEI. Starbuck, a movie director turned activist, has urged companies to drop DEI policies in part by sharing what he considers unflattering information about their initiatives with his social media followers. He has successfully pressured a wide range of corporate giants to rethink their programs. Well, they need to go back and rethink what they rethought because they are depending on these very same demographics that now they have been encouraged to exclude to support their businesses. And if these said demographics don't support their businesses, then they're going to see a change in their bottom line. Black Americans alone are a 1.8 to $2 trillion economy, which means that that is the spending power that we have in these United States of America. And if they can afford to lose a large portion of that 1.8 to $2 trillion economy, then okay, do what you want to do, however you want it. What's interesting about all of this is that these people are making a decision based on what people like Donald Trump is saying. Costco is one of the few retailers that shook off the pressure to end their DEI initiatives and said they're going to keep on doing what they've been doing, and their sales have exploded. They haven't lost any business. They're not whining about boycotts, and they didn't pay any attention to Donald Trump. I don't know how long it's going to take these people to realize that Donald Trump does not know what he is doing, that he's causing them to lose money. And he is not only causing them to lose money, but he's ruining the economy of the United States. He's got it now where people don't even want to trade with the United States. And these people really think this man is smart. And that lets you know right now that this country is in the trouble that it's in, even with the debt. They don't know the reason that America is in so much debt is because we consume more than we produce. And they don't understand that when you consume more than you produce, you're going to end up in debt. So I don't know how long it's going to take, but some of them are going to end up taking some real hits if they keep messing around with the people who really buy, who really support their businesses. If they think they can play around with us, let them keep it up. But as far as one person going to these corporate people speaking for Black Americans, I have a problem with it because in the past, when this has been done, what the complaint has been is that this one person will go in and do all of the negotiating, and that person will walk away with a pocket full of money, but nothing will change with black people. And this was in the past when black people were complaining about people discriminating against them, or doing things suspicious against them, accusing them of things they didn't do. When black people have brought lawsuits against companies because of discrimination, then you'll have one person running in there doing all the talking. And then nothing will change for the rest of us, but that person walks away with a pocket full of money. So that is why we don't need just one person speaking for us. We are too big of an economy. There are too many of us, and there are too many successful black people to have one person speaking, a self-appointed person speaking for the group. And that's just how I feel about it. But y'all let me know how you feel about it. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.